So this is going to be my other war rig that I'm going to be building. This is a rock and roll. Really, I just bought it for this truck because this truck just looks sweet. Really not that happy with the trailer, but I'll be doing something with the trailer. When the camera wants to focus. No, you don't want to focus, do you know? There we go. Also, really want to keep the shade of green because I really love the shade of green, but I think not really much I'm going to do to the truck. I'm going to replace the wheels, maybe jack it up a bit higher. This one is also going to be a Wacky Racers inspired vehicle. The idea being is I'm going to remove the trailer, or like the ramp part of the trailer, and add this 1/72 scale tank on the back, similar to the I can't remember what the one was called in Wacky Racers. I'll put it down at the bottom. But yeah, there's a piece of artwork which I think I'll show up here. That was the inspiration for this. That being said, I'm going to rip this trailer apart and then build some kind of bracket for the trailer to sit on there, and then possibly do some stuff to this truck. So I'll see you in the next bit. Okay, so it's a little later than usual when I record, so I often use regular indoor lights instead of natural light, so the lighting will be a bit different in this part of the video. It's also a bit late, and for some strange reason my neighbours are firing off fireworks, so if you hear a loud bang every now and then, it's the neighbours. Don't know why. Anyway, like I said, I was going to switch out the wheels on this, and I have. These are all Zing Industry wheels. I can't remember what specific type these are, but they'll be on the screen. I'm sure they're the 23mm set. All the wheels from Zing Industries come in sets of 4, so I've got another 2 of those to use at some point. Actually no, I've used the other 2, should I say, on a different build. You can just see it over there. That's the other war rig, you'll get to see that one later. These are 19mm military wheels. Again, Zing Industries. I think I used 2 of them on another build, I can't remember which build. And these are 2 salvaged from an ARC vehicle that I built. Since I didn't have a full set of 6 of these, I've used the 19mm off-road wheels, which the other 2 are on the Red Baron that I built. Then I've used one of the plows from the Ramshackle's 20mm conversion kits on the front of this. So I'll get this better view. So initially I wasn't really going to put a gun on this truck because all the firepower is on the tank, but I figured I kind of like the way the truck looks, and I may use the truck separately from the trailer. And if so, I'd kind of like the truck to have at least one weapon. So I've gone with this custom gun from Chemicell Designs. They do a pack where you get a bunch of different gun bodies and, like I said, fireworks and barrels. And I kind of just made up this fictional looking 20mm cannon. So yeah, that kind of looks cool. Alright, we'll go on to the trailer now. So a lot of this is scratch built, just bits of styrene. If you remember, the original trailer on this thing was this, which was a ramp, which I didn't really like, but I took that off and used the existing, say, frame of that trailer for the bases of this. Used some tunnel styrene as kind of like where a car would go on, just to put the tank on, and then just other bits of styrene. We've got some of this hitch section that looks like iron girders put onto a rear bumper with some spikes to stop anyone from wanting to rear end it with that car. So I've got a little tight car here to kind of represent that. The idea is someone was trying to race up and run at the trailer and try and knock the tank off, because I think if you didn't have a cannon to hit the tank, your best bet would probably be to try and, hit the trailer and cause the tank to fall off. So this would stop anyone hitting it in the rear. Same with these spikes here. Someone's pulling alongside it and trying to maybe help someone get jumping on the top from their vehicle. The barbed wire and the spikes would probably make you rethink that. The same as if this thing was driving alongside, and obviously it's out of the range of the weaponry. The truck could kind of move sideways and impale this thing. Sideswipe it, should I say, and impale whoever's in this little truck, unfortunately. I did make it so the tank isn't permanently attached. Initially I was going to permanently attach the tank to the trailer, but I thought if I want to put another vehicle on the back of this. It'd be kind of cool to do that. Got some spare parts inside the front. I'm going to put some more bits and pieces from my bits box in there. Just those are the wheels and stuff off the tank. I'm going to move on to the tank for a little bit. So the idea with the tank, I don't need that bit anymore. I've just destroyed the tank in such a way, put some dents in it and bullet holes and such, and just destroyed the tracks to make it look like the tank is immobile, like someone's hit this thing and they've kind of repaired. That's just my dog snoring. So yeah, this tank looked like it's taken 100 hits or so. Just every panel's got a dent in it and basic repair. I did put this bit of tubing on the barrel because it didn't have a coaxial machine gun, it just had the front mounted one, and I kind of wanted a coaxial machine gun, so I added this tube here because it was the smallest bit of tube I had. Unfortunately this is about the same size as the actual tank cannon, so I had to put a bit of bigger tube on here just to make it look a bit like this was a cannon and not two machine guns. I've also added the same tubing here over this one machine gun. Also another reason for keeping this so it's not permanently attached is I can also use it as a terrain piece, or maybe a fixed turret, because obviously the turret still rotates. I mean, it's not permanently attached, but if I was doing a game or something, I could have this as a fixed turret in the middle of a game zone that would randomly attack players, or just a nice little piece of cool terrain to drive around and such. Thinking for the truck, I've got a few more pieces I've got to do. I've got to widen out these wheel arches because these front wheels don't rotate that well. I kind of want to put a rear bumper on this, so if I'm ever using this as it is on its own, it just looks a bit more detailed at the back. Because at the moment you don't see that because of the trailer, but I'm going to be repainting this whole thing. I was thinking of keeping the original green because I really like the shade of green. But I'm going to repaint it. Initially my idea was to paint it like the Jeepers Creepers truck, like all ratty and that, which gives me the idea if I can get another one of these, which I think is the Rock and Roller truck. So if I can get my hands on another one of these, I think the next one I'm just going to do away with the trailer and that, and just cut the engine out at the back, and maybe cut off this section of the rear wheels, and just maybe have it cut off from the wheels and just put a box on and make it look like the Jeepers Creepers van, because I think that'd be a nice cool vehicle. But see if I can get another one of these at Summit. So I think the idea being is with a green vehicle, and this being kind of inspired by the Wacky Racers car, this is just going to go on military green, and I'm going to try and look for some, you know, American stars, white stars decals to put on this to kind of make it look like it was a military truck that's kind of been converted. And that'll be the paint scheme for this one. I'll quickly show you the trailer. I may also add a wheel stand on the trailer, so this thing can stand up and again be its own little terrain piece. But at the moment it's not. I need to maybe fill something in there, because obviously with nothing on it doesn't look really that good. But that's about it for this. So I'll add some paint, do a few little pieces here and there, and we'll see you in the next part. So here we are with the finished war rig. We're going to be calling this one War Rig, as in, you know, War Rig, just because I like that kind of name. And obviously it's got a tank on with a military theme. So we'll go through this. I did change the wheels. Usually I paint them with a dry brushing of a sand colour, just to kind of mimic the dirt that's obviously caught up in the treads. But the future Gaslands animations, I'm experimenting with trying to build a track for, and it's probably going to be a tarmac track, so it didn't really make sense to make all the tyres dirty, so I'm trying to experiment with just making them look a bit more worn with the grey here. We'll go with the trailer hitch. So added more junk on the inside the trailer. We've got the leftover parts of the tank that we've taken off, as well as a Chemsol Designs axle and oil barrel. I am going to add another weapon to this vehicle. As you remember me talking about adding a 20mm cannon to it, just in the case I want to use this on its own. I've got this idea for converting some rocket pods that I have to work with the trailer hitches, but I don't want to take the trailer off because every time I take the trailer off it breaks. But yeah, I'm going to modify these rocket pods to fit on the trailer hitches, but you'll see that in the next war rig video, and I'll put one on this, and so you'll see it with one of these rocket pods attached as well. Another thing I forgot to do is I forgot to paint the inside when I glued the body to the chassis. I also thought about putting a driver in there, but I figured because the windows are so small, you'll never see the driver, so I just decided to save myself a driver. Obviously, you can see the tank's taking a lot of hits. The idea being is when a tank usually rolls into battle, the enemy usually pour everything they have into trying to take the tank out. So I figured this would be no different. Hence also it's been disabled, but when I take it off and show you, I'll talk a bit more about that. One thing I did want to do is put the stars on the tank and the truck and kind of give this more of a military theme, but I didn't really want to wait around for decals, and I'm really not that good at doing it freehand, so in the end I've kind of just put them on like they were originally on, but over the years of all the grime, rust and bullet holes, I've kind of just obscured them, which I think kind of worked out well, because I just didn't really have the skill to paint them as close to perfect as I would like to. So it just kind of makes more sense that they've kind of faded away and the rust and such has kind of obscured them. So I built the tank to pop off the trailer just in case I wanted to put something different on, you know, a different vehicle. Just grab one from the, probably not the best one to put on there, but oh I know, this one will be fun. Replace it with the other tank that I built, the tank car. So yeah, just in case I want to put some different stuff on the trailer and make this like a vehicle that's carrying cargo or something. But also it gives me the option of using the tank as a scenery piece or turret, because obviously the cannon still works. So yeah, you can see I've blown the chunk out of the tracks there, just to kind of show that this thing just to show this thing no longer drives on its own power and is required to be towed anywhere. So that pretty much does it for this video. As usual, there'll be a nice little slideshow at the end, so stick around for that, as well as a new animation, which will be a mini little battle with the tank and trailer fighting off some cars. Be a new addition. I will continue doing this with every other Gasland car that I build in the future, with a short little animation of it fighting off some other cars, maybe winning, maybe losing. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.